got all your records and stuff and sits down and listens to all your licks and copies them. Do you guys still have heroes?
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily guitar heroes. I mean, I've still got them as well, but yeah, just other artists and that, like Prince. I think it's great. Kind of, you know, go and see him whenever I can. And yeah, definitely, we all have.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I think this, as soon as if you become blasé about it, like, well, I'm in a top rock band now, and in all honesty, we're to the people that we grew up listening to, we're actually bigger than they ever were, half of them.
Right.
So it's like, it's really weird to be bigger than people that influenced you.
Yeah.
But I think if you ever let that affect your judgment, like thinking, oh, well, I'm bigger than they were now, so they don't mean anything anymore, I think the whole enthusiasm would go out of it. I mean, we just keep, you know, we listen to a lot of new stuff. We listen to all, you know, your Nirvanas and Faith No More's, whatever, but, you know, for every one of those that goes on, we'll stick on something else that we grew up listening to, whether it be T-Rex or Bowie or Queen or something like that.
And it's timeless.
It is to us, because there's a time in your life, and for me, I don't know about anybody else, for me, it's between the ages of like 11 and 16, where your brain is like a sponge, and it just soaks up everything that you hear. And you can hear a certain song on the radio, and you can almost tell where you were when you heard it the first time. You know, you were in the bath, you were in a car, you're on holiday somewhere, and it's always going to be part of your life if music means that much to you. You know, and it does for me. I think everybody in the band has got certain heroes. And if, you know, you're in town and, like, say, for example, Ian Hunter, who I grew up listening to, like, big time, we played in Toronto in 88 in front of, like, 20,000 people. And he was playing a little club at midnight in front of, like, 800. You know, and I was like, I couldn't get off stage quick enough. You know? Like,
so I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm out of here. Still getting undressed as I was jumping in the car. You know, I've got to go and see it.
We're doing the encore, and there's no Joe.
Yeah.
That wasn't that bad.
Where's he gone?
Yeah, really.
I'm out of here.
But waiting for the last song.
It's like enthusiasm. It's like, if you say, oh, I can't be bothered to go down. Yeah, maybe then it's becoming a job and not like a hobby that you're kind of being well overpaid for.
Right. I was out the front there before, and this is 5 hours before you guys come on stage, and there are people there already waiting, and it was raining and stuff. You still care a lot about the fans? That's a horrible word, but
well, yeah, I mean,
the people who
I hope they got umbrellas.
Yeah, they did.
Jesus,
they were cool. They had raincoats and stuff. They were sick.
Yeah, we do. I mean, you know, we kind of talk to them as much as we can. You know, it's like we're always kind of busy and that, but yeah, we meet as many people as we can. And it's good you can get ideas, and whether they like something or don't like something, it's important.
Yeah.
So if you completely cut yourself off from that, then you're in danger of I don't know, being affected by ego and shit like that. Yeah. Sorry.
And also becoming disassociated from what you're trying to do in the first place as well. You know, if you don't talk to people that are buying your records, I mean, you really need to get a cross-section of them, and you don't always get that. Because the ones that do get to meet you are normally the fanatics that, like, hang out at the hotel all night or hang around the back of the, you know, the gig all night. Yeah. And maybe they wouldn't necessarily tell you what you need to hear.
Okay.
You know, but some of them do. Some say, hey man, your last album sucks. You know, which is fine, you know, but then again, you kind of tend to ignore that.
There you go. Thanks a lot. See ya.
But, you know, I used to do the same thing in Sheffield. I used to hang around the back of the City Hall and wait for bands to come in. Yeah. But I was doing a TV interview the other day, which got sort of distorted out of proportion, but I was just mentioning the fact that I actually snuck into the dressing room backstage in 1976 to meet Split Enz.
Is that right?
Yeah, when they were supporting Jack the Lad on a British tour, and I got my Mental Notes album signed.
Oh,
and autographed
wow.
and everything. But contrary to how the broadcast went out and telling, we weren't actually influenced by Split Enz.
Oh, okay.
Me
you just wanted to go and meet them.
I liked the album and I wanted to go and get it autographed.
Do you like Crowded House?
Some of us do, some of us aren't so keen.
What about you?
I don't mind them, yeah. Some of us prefer the original, the Beatles. Vivian's a massive Crowded House fan. He's
really?
unbelievably into it. He's huge in it. But, you know, I did the same thing. You drive in, there's half a dozen kids stood outside, and half the time you really just want to get out and sign the autographs, but you just, you know, you can't. You've got to stay in because you've got to do a TV interview in 5 minutes. Right. So priority has to be for the majority and not the minority, and hopefully they'll still be there when you leave, so you can get them then.
Well, now I can speak on behalf of the fans who are out there in the rain. They are so glad you guys took time out to come here. It's only one show, but they really appreciate it. And guys, thanks very much for coming on.
Pleasure.
Appreciate
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.